Okay. Hey guys, it's Kushan here. So today I wanted to make a video on how you can do, how you can execute Steve's Kara cancel a lot more consistently. Okay. So there are multiple aspects to getting this cancel down easier. Um, I'll go into it step by step, right? So the first idea, first tip I would give for getting this down correctly is understanding the window after which, or understanding the time in Steve's animation after which you're able to input this cancel. Okay, so if you look here, when Steve does down back 3-2, right? After dirty boxing, he goes into Lionheart and he does this, shuffle and he says, huh, right? So few things that you need to look at here in terms of visual indicators or markers is that Steve's right arm lowers after he does his attack, right? So immediately after he lowers his arm and as it's about to go up again while he's doing the shuffle is when you want to input this move. Okay, and there's no there's no limit to how late you can input this move. There's only a limit to how early you can input this move. Okay, so you don't want to input this move too early. If you input this move too early, it'll feel like you're just not able to do it. Okay, and it can feel really annoying because that's what a lot of people, when they try this cancel, they're just not able to get it right. I know that because I struggled with it as well. So if you saw in my previous video, I was just trying to brute force this cancel by just pressing it as soon as possible. So I was just getting this right. Right, I'm just not getting it correct. So even if my inputs are correct, I just won't be able to get it. So speaking of inputs, right, so this brings me to my second tip. Once you understand that Steve is going to, once you understand the window during which you're able to input this move, then your next worry is on inputting the move quickly enough. Okay, so first thing is that you can always keep the forward input held while you're in Lionheart. So you can do Lionheart, you can go into Lionheart and hold forward. So you can see in the top left, let me just bring my cursor. You can see in the top left over here, I'm holding forward for like 105 frames or like 341 frames or something like that, right? So you can hold forward for as long as you want before the window and during it. Okay, your main concern right now is about making sure your your forward 3 is being inputted very quickly, meaning it has to be done in this for this cancel to work. You need to do this forward 3 input at 1 frame. Okay, so it needs to be held only for a single frame. That is like 1/60th of a second. Okay, so you can tell that it's very demanding in terms of execution. So I'll just show you the input. It'll be something like this, not like this. Yeah, exactly like this. So you see forward 3 only, let me bring my cursor. Forward 3 only is inputted only for like a single frame, while 3+4 is inputted for like how many other frames. That doesn't really matter because once it's inputted immediately after, Steve goes into Peekaboo. So you don't have to worry too much about this number. Your main concern is about this number. It needs to be 1. Okay, if it's not 1, then you're not going to get it. Okay, and this is probably the way Tekken's input registration system works, and it's kind of a loophole, right? So it would look something like this. So you see, it came out correctly. The next thing that you need to do is to, in order to practice, in order to get this input down correctly, first practice doing forward 3 into 3+4 so you can get some visual feedback, right? So and you don't do this during Lionheart, okay? Just do this outside of Lionheart, like this, not like that. Yeah, like this, right? You keep practicing this till you get inputs that look like that. Okay. So it should feel like you're pressing 3+4, but then you're pressing 3 a little bit earlier than 4. So you would get the cancel to work. So once you get this thing down, once you're consistent with the forward 3+4, forward 3+4 input, you can start implementing it during Lionheart stunts based on your understanding of the visual indicators and stuff like that. So you see, I waited for Steve to say, huh, and then as he raised his arm back up, I inputted forward 3, 3 plus 4. Okay, so all of these steps combined should be able to get you to, use the cancel correctly. Okay, so the next concern that you're going to have when using this cancel is ensuring that you're inputting the move fast enough where your peekaboo options are able to counter your opponent's options. Okay, so Steve has 3 main options from Peekaboo that are effective, or I would say 4, around 3 to 4 main options that he has in Peekaboo that are effective in situations that involve you going into Lionheart. Okay, the first is his Peekaboo throw, right? So you need to get this input down correctly. So you need to practice this. One way you can do this is by setting the opponent to be a character like Azucena or Victor, right? A character that has like a fast power crush. So I don't know Victor's power crush, so I'm just going to choose Azucena.
Get ready for the next
Actually, I don't even remember Azucena's power crush. Was it back 1 plus 2? No, it was not back 1 plus 2. So I'm going to give her the punish option. No. It's forward 1 plus 2. So yeah, do this move really quickly. Right, so after Steve does down back 3 plus 2, practice doing the power crush, the throw. Right, so you see how I'm not getting it? It's very difficult. Yeah. So I'm going to practice it a bit more. You see how I'm getting it now? It's because I'm perfectly aware of the timings, and I'm also ensuring that I'm getting it done correctly instead of rushing it. So initially I was rushing it because I was very confident in my execution, right? But you want to practice this. But it's really difficult. So you see my inputs are correct, okay? But it's just that I was inputting it too early. And it can feel like you have to input it very early because the power crush is fast, but Steve is operating at like +7. Okay, so you have a decent amount of time to input it. Oops. So give it a little bit of time, let it, breathe. Let Steve breathe for a, brief second and then input it. Yeah, so I'm waiting for Steve to go into Peekaboo. It is hard. Yeah. I pressed the wrong button. So keep doing it until you get it correctly. Yeah, I'm getting it even more better now. Okay. The next thing you can practice is Steve's down forward 2. Okay. So let's actually let's try something else. Let's give Hazusen a down forward 2. Can this interrupt her? No, it can't. Okay, so we treat this as purely a mix-up option. So in order to deal with opponent retaliation, I guess your throw is like your best bet. No, not even the throw. Not even the throw. Let's try the Sabaki. Okay, so the Sabaki is like a better option to prevent retaliation. I'm doing it too early. Yeah. It's such a difficult input, man. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I would just stick to doing this instead, but okay. Another thing that you can practice, you don't have to set any punishment for this, but you could practice Steve doing his heat smash. So let's give Steve heat. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you want to practice this as well. See, I'm inputting it too quickly. Now I'm doing it correctly. It's hard. But yeah, I guess these are like your main options. So practice them.